Everybody, welcome. AZD Spotter of IMC Nation. We already got 2 people on. We're going to talk to them, okay? And the way things go, it's going to be just listen. Strap on your fucking seatbelts because we do things nobody could imagine, and it happens every single time. Now, I have Yogi Chris of IMC Nation on, and I have Deborah on. Deborah, I know you and I want to talk because you messaged me, so we're going to get right into it, okay? What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the paranormal stuff a little bit.
Lobina, hold on. I know you want to join. I thought I sent you an invitation. If it didn't send you an invitation, I don't know what to do. Maybe you go off and come back. Because what happens when people sign on, it has a button that says invite. I press it for everybody, like there's one right now. But it doesn't do it for everybody. I don't know how it works. So I want everybody who wants to be on, okay? Okay. Deborah, go ahead. We're going to be interrupted. This is how it happens, okay? But we're going to continue on. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You were talking the other night about the paranormal stuff, you know?
Yeah.
People that hear noises and different things and creepy things that happen. I have this thing. My mother told me it was a gift, but I feel like it's kind of like a curse. I really wish I didn't have it.
Okay.
But I have this thing where I kind of know what's going to happen to somebody, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens at times. And then
it sounds like it's always a negative thing. Do you ever get a positive something? It's called a premonition. Do you get a positive premonition or no?
Sometimes okay. I do.
Okay.
But I don't think death is always a negative thing. I mean, I've seen my family like in the flesh. I mean, not just like a see-through person. Mm-hmm. They've come to me in a whole being, you know, after they've crossed over.
How many times has this happened to you?
Many.
But many I can't count. So
many times I can't count. I mean, I've lost a lot of family, and the only person that I never, got the feeling that he went somewhere good was my grandfather, because he wasn't a really good guy. But I saw him.
Okay.
I saw him. I was raised on a farm, and my grandparents lived right next door to us.
Okay.
And my mother continued to live there after we all left home and after our dad passed on. And one day I came home from work and I felt like there was somebody watching me, and his house was directly across the driveway from ours because we lived in the country, you know, because I moved back home and stayed with my mother when my brother got sick before he passed. And I turned around and looked, and there was my grandpa standing big as day, looking at me out his, his storm door.
Whoa.
Just staring at me. Yeah.
And then what? What'd you do?
I just looked at him, you know, and he turned around and like disappeared.
Okay. Did it freak you out? Did it make you feel good? What was the vibe?
No, because that wasn't the first time I'd ever seen one of them, you know. Mm-hmm. And then my brother had passed, and I was going through a time in my life to where I was kind of had some insecurities about getting my CDLs, you know, to drive a semi.
Oh, okay.
And because I was a chef for 23 years, I had a bunch of life-changing events happen. I got a divorce. I moved back home because I got divorced, plus he was near death. Mm-hmm. Well, I only got to be with him for like 8 weeks when I moved back before he died.
Oh, this is your husband or boyfriend or who?
This was my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah, my only brother. He was 3 years older than me. And the morning I left, it was really early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it had been snowing. It was winter time, and I had to drive like an hour and a half to get to this place to take this test. And I'm sitting in my car. It's a brand new car, okay? I only had it a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden, I smell cigarette smoke, and I'm going down the driveway, and I'm looking up at this really bright, like, star. And he was on my mind, my brother, because I had doubts that I was even going to pass this maneuverability test, because I had to take a test with an instructor in this semi that I had never driven at this place because I was trained on a different truck. But anyway, I'm doubting myself, okay? Well, I get down the driveway, and I get down the road about a mile and a half to this crossroads. And it's pitch dark out, but the moon's real bright and the sun's shining. I'm still smelling these cigarettes. I look to my left for traffic, it's out in the country. Because I had to make a left-hand turn and I had to look to the right. And there he sat, right in my front seat. Yeah.
Your brother was in your front
Yes.
seat.
Yes.
So
And
how
I
do you
did.
react? How do you react? Because you're seeing a actual physical thing, it sounds like. So if I'm driving and I suddenly see somebody, do you like,
Well, I was
you like,
stopped. I was stopped at the time at a stop sign, out in the middle of nowhere in the country. And I look over and I go, Stevie. And he goes, you got this, sissy. You can do it. And that was all he said. And then I looked straight ahead and I thought, did I just hear him say that? And I looked over and he was not there.
whoa.
Yeah.
So
So-
I have some questions for you so I can even hear you even better after this. You said you had a lot of deaths in around you, and then you mentioned like 2-3 people that died. Like how many recent deaths, and what's happening?
Well, he had a brain tumor. He had cancer.
Okay, and then somebody
My
else died.
grandmother, she died of cancer years ago. I think I was like in my, I don't know, early 20s when she died. And then my grandfather died when I was like 46. I'm 58 now. I mean, this stuff didn't always happen to me. It started coming to me when I was like in my early 30s.
Did something happen? Was there an incident that's triggered it?
No, my mother was like that.
She could see spirits.
She could see spirits, but she was more open to it, to other things like people having babies. She could tell somebody what was going to happen. That they were going to have a baby. Now, here recently, this is really trippy. Okay, a friend of the family. It's my nephew's wife's mother. Which would have been my nephew's mother-in-law.
Let me I gotta follow that. Your nephew's wife's mother. Okay, I got it.
Which would have been his mother-in-law.
Okay.
She had been sick for a while and was suffering from some kind of like phlebitis, where like fluid gets in between the muscle and the tissue, and her legs would swell up really big, and she just started holding all this fluid. Well, she went into the hospital. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Hold on. She was hospitalized, and then they felt like she needed to go into a nursing home facility for like rehab because they were maintaining her health. And then they felt like she needed to go into and getting this fluid off of her. Well, she'd been in this rehab nursing home or whatever for like a couple of months, and they had a date set for her to go home. Well, 2 weeks ago, I get a phone call from my sister stating that they had to send her out of the nursing home by ambulance, and they didn't really know what was wrong with her. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of Indianapolis, Indiana or not, but they had to send her there, and it was like an hour and a 15-minute ride. Well, from the time they took her, and I was here at home, and I got off the phone with my sister, and I told her, keep me updated, okay? And she said, okay. Well, from the time it took her to get her from the nursing home to the hospital, I started having like heavy breathing. My chest started, like, I'd take a deep breath and it would hurt me.
Wow.
Well, I get a phone call like 2.5 hours later after they got her there. Stop. Hold on. It's my dogs. No, Jenny. After they got her to the hospital, and I have to do something with my animals. They're going to make too much noise.
Okay.
Anyway, after they got her to the hospital, they found out what was wrong with her. She was getting blood clots in her lungs. Well, in the meantime, I'm like really restless, and I'm thinking, well, maybe that explains why I can't breathe good. Well, I told my sister, I go, keep me updated if something happens, because I feel like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I went to bed, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up. I'm sitting up in the bed, and I see this woman's face, and she come right to me,
Whoa.
and she was like a glow around her, you know.
Yeah.
And then I got this sense of relief.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got up because I couldn't sleep after that. You know, I came in, made me some coffee. I sat here and drank a cup of coffee and kind of sat back and watched some TV. Then I got up, the daylight came, you know, and then it's just weird. It was exactly 12 hours later, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My sister calls and she goes, I want to let you know that Betsy passed away.
No.
I was like, well, I already knew what was going to happen. She came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know how exhausting that is for this stuff to happen to me.
Okay.
It drains me out after the fact.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
have a lot of questions for you. Let me meet the people that have joined, and then we'll jump back. Okay, Peter. Peter, what's going on?
Hey, not much. How are you,
Hey,
man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for coming back. All right. If you guys have video, by the way, you want to put on video, it's always better to look at people, but you don't need to do that. Okay. And then we have newly Nurse Valentine or Valentina. What's happening, Nurse?
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you calling in from?
Virginia.
You're calling from Virginia. How are things in Virginia?
Not too bad. Tonight it was a little chilly, but it's been hot here.
Oh, okay.
Still hot,
And
but doing
do you
good.
like being over there?
I do. I was born and raised here, and I went off like when I was married. My husband was in the Secret Service, so we were in Maryland and D.C. area, and then we went. You know, we got a divorce and whatnot, and I came back to Virginia with my kids. So.
Oh, wow. What was it like being married to a Secret Service agent? I've always admired the intelligence and cunning of those people. What was that like?
It's very interesting. He was hired when George W. Bush was in office, and we went to the White House Christmas parties and things like that. So I miss doing that stuff, you know, and watching, you know, the president come in and land, and you know, it was really cool. It was really cool. I must
Wow.
admit, I miss that kind of stuff, and
Did you
it's
know?
pretty
Did you know
cool.
him? I have 1,000 questions for you. You're like you're connected to a subject that I really like. So if you don't mind answering, whatever you don't want to answer, don't answer.
Oh, sure.
When you first met him, did you know he was a Secret Service agent, or did you find out later?
Oh, my husband? Oh, we went to school together.
You were also an agent.
No, I'm sorry. No, we went to high school together. So we knew each other already. Like he actually was he worked in Hampton, Virginia. He was a police officer there, and then decided he wanted to join the Secret Service, and he went through all that, the training and stuff. So I had known him since high school.
Wow. So then the first time he says to you, "We're going to go to the White House," what does that feel like? I've never been there.
Hell yeah. You know?
Do you think to yourself, "What am I going to wear?" Do you think to yourself, "What am I going to wear?"
Well,
What do you wear to White House? What?
You have to wear nice clothes, you know.
Yeah, but how do you choose a
especially-
color? Do you try to stay neutral? Do you try to like stand out if you're going to White House? Are you like, what's the mindset of a woman going to White House? Right?
Oh gosh, we were just like, I don't know. I think like when we went to the we first went like on a White House tour, and you know, you just wear nice black slacks, and it was actually it was in the springtime, so just a nice, you know, top. But like for the other stuff, you know, you got to wear like T-length, you know, gowns, and just like you see on TV, but you never want to like try to outdo the first lady though.
No, never outshine the master. So
No, it's
rule
really
number
cool,
one, law of
though.
power. Okay, so now here's the thing. Did you ever, with him, watch Netflix or any other whatever? Did you ever watch any kind of TV where
Yes.
you guys where you guys watched a movie that had a Secret Service CIA? Did you ever watch his role on TV while you were with him?
Well, he would, yeah, we would do, you know, like anytime like we'd go to a movie or see anything like that, and he would tell me, he would say, it's not like that. You know?
Really?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't like it's certain thing, he can't say certain things, but he would say, that's not the way it is. And it was kind of weird though. Like when he gave me a tour of the Rose Garden when it was still there, and when he showed me where the president, because their residence is on the second floor, and he showed me the president's actual bedroom window, and I snapped a picture of it, and we weren't, I don't know if you were supposed to or not, but I did. And then like when we went into the Oval Office, we were only able like to stand right there at the door. And you're not supposed to take any pictures or anything. We had my younger sister with me, and she's like snapping pictures on her phone, and I didn't know what she was doing until we got out. And she got a couple of shots of the Oval Office. I'm like, Lord, I was like, I'm not involved in that. But yeah, it was fun. There are cameras everywhere. I mean, like everywhere. And yeah, and it's
in the bathroom. Is there cameras in the bathrooms?
Not that I noticed. I doubt that they would have to do. I guess you'd have to have some privacy there, but because there's a lot that if you make it into the White House, then I guess they don't really need to put cameras in there because the security is so high.
Wow.
You can't bring like really anything in with you. And now it's even more strict because he went through Bush and Obama. Of course, he didn't like Obama. And then he never did Trump. Like, even though that we supported him, he wasn't a Secret Service agent then. And around that time, we started going through our divorce and whatnot. But so that would have been. But it's a lot of stuff. Like, did you know that the White House has a swimming pool?
A swimming pool? No.
Yeah, they have a swimming pool, and then like on the very top level, like if you ever pay attention to the White House and watch it on Fox or CNN or whatever news channel you watch it, and you see the top of the White House, you'll see there's a box there, and there are snipers, are all around through there. But right below that is like where Obama, his mother-in-law would stay, and they have a gym there. And so Obama or all the presidents, they're on the second floor, but there's actually a third floor.
His father-in-law. No.
But,
Michael Obama's dad. Yeah.
I think the White House has 3 basements, which you'll never see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were able to go like in the front of the White House, and you can't see it from where the sidewalk is and stuff, and from the fence. But there's a drop off that is right. I mean, it's like goes straight down, but you can't see it. It looks like it's just a level, ground there. And when we went down there, you can still see the burn marks on the building. Like, well, it was 1812.
Wow.
Yeah, that from the war and stuff, and you can see when they burnt the White House down where it actually burned. So those marks are still there, and underneath there is like it's a way to the kitchen.
Wow.
So we went through there. So it's all kinds of neat little things.
So obviously you've had a lot of. I assume you got a lot of cool experiences. What's one experience that we would be like, whoa, and it would be reserved for somebody who's married to a Secret Service person that you could share? What happened? When you were like, whoa.
Oh, well, I'll say when it was the closest that I got to Bush and his wife. It was their very last where they land, with the helicopter at the I don't know what side it was on but they have fake or not fake. They have a what is it called? It's it's 2 helicopters. He's in one, and then the other one is, what is that called?
I don't know. Air Force One, the airplane?
No, it's not the airplane. It's the helicopter he flies in,
I didn't
and
even know he had a
it's
helicopter. Yeah, I didn't know he had a
oh
helicopter.
yeah, it's a helicopter he flies
They
in.
have two helicopters.
Right. What is it
One is
called?
a clone, right? So
Well, not,
you
yeah,
don't
it's a
know which
clone,
one
but
is it. And
so yeah, one
just like Air
flies
One, they have two Air Ones.
the president, and then the other one is like a distraction. I can't think
Yeah,
of the
I
name
got
of
it.
it.
I
It's like on the
understand what
tip
you're
of my
saying. Yeah.
tongue.
Decoy,
Yeah,
decoy, decoy, decoy.
decoy. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Same with Air
Exactly.
One.
And
Two Air
That
there
felt
you
Ones.
good.
go. And yeah, and I saw him. He landed, and they're out there. They throw this big wooden X out, so the helicopter, has a place to go to. And Bush got off, and the first lady got off, and they walked up to us, and it was so. I remember it was so cold that day, but there was only a few of us that were even allowed out there, and that was his very last ride on the helicopter, and we got to witness that, and he talked to us and shook our hands, and I was just like, in awe, just in absolute awe. It was really cool. whether
Wow.
whether you're Republican or Democrat or whatever, you should respect the office of it.
I understand that. I love the tradition and the order that it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people don't. I know. A lot of people. There's so much going on right now, but it's respecting that office, and it put me in awe.
Yeah,
It really
you know
did.
why? Listen, there's a sense of prestige of the highest order and prestige is an energy, it's a feeling, right? You can't help it to
Hmm.
be in awe. I mean, whether you like the Queen of England, the old one or not, I bet you if you walked
Right.
up to her in her fucking palace, the prestige of that position throughout the generations, we have to feel it
Yes.
because we're all connected subconsciously. And I like how you put it because you hold respect for it, and that word is everything to me. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
really is the bottom line of every relationship that I'm finding and the power of it. Everywhere,
Hmm.
it starts with respect. Now, Nurse Valentine, if I had my choice, and it sounds like I do because it's my show, but I kind of do. No, I would talk to you the whole time. I would want to know everything I can know from whatever you know. Okay, but I'm gonna jump up right now and then come back. Gypsy Moon Goddess, what's happening?
I didn't really mean to come up. I'm a little bit buzzed, so I'm gonna drop
Oh,
down.
hey, do drunk I love yous count?
So what?
Do drunk I love yous count?
Okay.
Yeah, she's too far gone.
Good night.
She's too far gone.
Thank you.
Can any of the girls answer this? Girls, do drunk I love yous count?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do because some people need that liquid courage to say it.
Okay. Well, get this. One time we were at a party, and one of my friends, he was dating a Playboy model at the time. We were in LA, and we were at some Playboy party or whatever. And he had a girlfriend, and she gets really, really drunk, right? And they'd just been together for 1 week. And then he comes to me and says, "Man, Stacy's saying she loves me. I love you. I love you." And he goes, "I don't know if I'm supposed to say it back or if I'm going to say it now and I'm going to sound stupid because tomorrow she's going to be like, I was drunk and I said it." He goes, "What do I do?" I said, "Well, let's go around and ask the girls, do drunk I love yous count?" So we started going around asking the girls, do drunk I love yous count? And people had different answers, right? So at the end of it, I'm not going to say whether he said I love you or not because that's going to keep the suspense. But at some point after everything was really, really good, we come out and she's totally making out with another chick on the couch all over each other. Just, I mean, like almost having sex. Yeah, yeah. All right. Right after he confessed and loved her, right? Then he comes to me and he goes, anyways, so that's drunk I love yous. But Deborah, do you think drunk I love yous count, Deborah?
Yeah, sometimes. Maybe not every time.
Sometimes. Listen, I'm back to do they count?
Well, it depends on who the person is. You know what I mean? And
What about you? Have you ever said I love you when you were drunk?
maybe a little tipsy, but not like loaded.
Okay. Did you use it as an
Maybe a little
excuse to
tiny
say it?
buzz going. Excuse me?
Did you use it as an excuse because you were a little tipsy, you weren't drunk? Were you like, I'm just going to use the alcohol and just fucking say it?
No, I'm a person that if I drink, I pretty much know everything that's going down. You know, I
That's what
don't.
everybody who drinks thinks is going on.
Well,
That's the
I do. I honestly
problem.
do.
Yeah.
I can cut myself off, you know, and to where I'm not out there. I mean, I don't
Thank
know.
God. Nobody wants anybody out there. Nobody wants
But
anybody
no,
out there.
like you know, like my dad, you know, he was a fun guy, but he was kind of reserved in saying that he loved his kids, but we knew he loved us. And like
Uh-huh.
at Christmas, you know, we'd all have wine and stuff. And he made homemade wine during
Ooh.
like the summertime with the
Ooh.
grapes and stuff. And at Christmas, he would break it out, and it was really good wine. And yeah, I
This
get a little
story's so
drunk.
nostalgic. I'm all with you back there. I'm with your dad. I'm part of the family. I just got adopted. I'm like, man, I remember when dad used to make that wine. I was feeling nostalgic listening to you. So your dad
But
didn't say I love you very much to the kids. Did you notice, did that affect you dating men growing up?
uh, yeah, probably so. Yeah.
How do you notice it affecting you, or did you notice?
Uh, well, I was kind of always looking for that, you know, and wanting it.
And if
And
okay, that's great because I want to know. Let's say you were looking for it and a guy comes around and he started giving it to you. Would he scare you off or would he pull you closer to him at that point?
um, well, I would have had to have had feelings for the person, of course,
Right.
but
Yeah. Let's say you like
yeah,
him and then
it
he
would draw
starts
me
giving you that.
closer.
He
It
pull
would
you
draw me.
closer. So you were
Yep.
drawn. Would it be correct to say you were drawn to the love that dad didn't necessarily express very well? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. My dad
Okay.
never abused us in any way, you know. He would beat my brother's ass, but you know,
Good.
he
Every
never
every
would
every
touch us.
little boy should get beat at some point.
He would never touch us girls. Our mom would go after us, but you know,
And I don't
he
think any
he.
little girl should ever get hit, to be honest. I mean, and I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
any little
either.
boy should get hit. But dad's got to sometimes at least arm wrestle a little boy, so little boy knows dad's strong. You know what I mean? So you want
Yeah,
to grow up to be like dad, hopefully at some point. And if he
yeah.
can't kick your ass, you don't want to be like him. You want to be like your neighbor's dad
I
who kicks
think
his
I
ass.
think you're right though. I think I was yearning for that, you know, to be told that I was loved. Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Because dad
yearning to
never
be.
would tell us until he was half lit, you know, like we were all celebrating at Christmas, you know, like I was saying, yeah, I would say I love you to my dad then, you know, I would tell him because you know he seemed like he accepted it, you know, and then he would say I love you too, but he wasn't a guy that would normally come up and put his arm around his daughter and say, hey, I love you, you know.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think when he was growing up, he had mom or dad tell him they love him?
No, I
Oh,
know
isn't
for
that
a fact.
crazy how the curse gets passed on?
Well,
Right?
my grandmother died when my dad was 6,
Yep.
and my grandfather had this lady come in. She was supposed to be the housekeeper and the lady that was taking care of the kids because he worked on the railroad. Well, it wound up being his like lover, and they lived in a little like 3-room shack, and there was four kids, and my youngest aunt was like 6 months old uh, when they all got removed from the home, and he wound up marrying this woman, and she got pregnant and had a miscarriage. Well, it somehow got blamed on my dad and my uncle, which were little boys, you know. My dad was 6 and maybe 7 at the time. It was right maybe a year later after their mother had died, because she died after her last child, which was the youngest little girl, my Aunt Norma. She had some kind of bacteria because they had all their kids at home, you know,
Yeah.
and
How do you
and
know
that's what.
this? How do you know so much history about your dad's growing up?
Because my aunt was the oldest, and she told me all the whole everything. My
One
dad's
one day,
oldest. My
wow. What's
dad's
she like?
always.
How does that start? One day she's like, "Come here, sit down. I got to tell you something." How does that
No, we
conversation
were
start?
we were talking about them as kids, and my dad was in the hospital, and he was undergoing a bypass heart surgery. And while we were all sitting out in the waiting room, there was me, my mom, my sister, my aunt, which was my dad's oldest sister, and his brother. and the youngest daughter or sister lived in California, so she couldn't be there. And my Uncle Jack started talking about how they were raised. And it was never talked to us. Our dad never revealed any of this stuff to us until we found out about it sitting in that hospital. And then our Aunt Betty started telling me and my sister stuff because we started asking questions.
Dang.
There was a lot of abuse went on there because my grandmother died and my grandpa was stuck with 4 kids he didn't know what to do with. And then he met this woman that resented them because she had a miscarriage and never could have kids after that for some reason. But my grandmother's brother, which was my dad's uncle, wound up getting all the kids and taking them to his house, and he had 9 of his own kids.
Whoa.
And he worked on the highway, and he was considered a wealthy man back then. And
Hey, imagine the problems that man was facing, everything you said, and compared to today, someone same age as him, the problems they face. That dude was carrying a whole world on his fucking shoulder. Plus, he had 9 kids. He took on a bunch of other people. He worked on the fucking highway. He probably had a fucking wife that was just not being cool every 24 hours a day. I'm sure he had his problems with her at some point, right?
She was like a saint. Honestly, she was. She was my great aunt.
And he fucking deserves that fucking saint for taking care of that many fucking people.
He does.
You know what I mean?
He did, yep.
Jesus
He's a very
Christ.
well-loved woman.
So, Nurse Valentine.
Yes.
It's obvious you're intelligent. Are you intelligent?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Do you know you're intelligent? Are you one of the more smarter people that you've met?
Well, I was smart enough to become a nurse. I'll say that.
I don't know what it takes to be a nurse. Does it take a lot of intelligence?
Well, yeah. You have
Really?
to. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot that you do.
Okay, so now I'm asking you. You don't want to put a video on?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have my hair done or my makeup on or nothing.
Okay, when you have it on, come on. I understand. I wouldn't put it on if I didn't have my makeup on right now either. I had to put on my fucking helmet or this thing, whatever this is. Okay, I was like bald, not bald, bald, not bald. My decision, right? I was like ring, not ring, ring, not ring. I was like ring, but I literally went through it. I was like necklace out, necklace in, or whatever, backwards, right? So that was my 3 fashion decisions before I came on. And then I looked in my eyes and I knew if I did an eyeliner, I would look so much more handsome. And then I thought, let me just put my hair in a bun and just be the Sunday, take the kids, put them in the back of the car. You know, I'm just going to go to my yoga class and then I'm going to go with the girls and we're going to have some Starbucks. I'm from California, okay? There's a whole type of woman that's like that, okay? Deborah, have you ever been to California?
Yes, I have.
You like it?
Yeah, I like the food.
What part? What part of
Well,
California?
I went all the way through. I went all over California, but I went there every week. I drove a semi.
Oh.
And I drove from Batesville, Indiana, all the way to San Diego every week.
Hey!
Yeah, so I've been all over California.
Have you been to Monterey? Like Monterey, California? I used to live there for about 3 months. We lived in Monterey.
I've been all over. I remember going to East LA to the Tapatio hot sauce factory, and I got to meet the Tapatio brothers in person. They ran out of salt, okay, and I had to go to the salt mine, and I had to go, pick it up in Kansas, okay, and these huge bags of salt in this trailer, like rock salt, and take it to downtown LA to the Tapatio brothers hot sauce factory. And there were the 2 Tapatio brothers that started it and owned it. And I got there on Christmas Eve. I was the only one there, the only truck there. And I saved the day for the Tapatio brothers so they can continue.
Yeah. Tapatio will never taste the same for me. I will always be tasting a little bit of Deborah when I taste a little bit of Tapatio after tonight.
You know what? We never had that here before. I talked to them guys. And they asked me where I came from. And I told them. I said, we have Kroger and stuff here. We don't have no Tapatio hot sauce. We got every other kind but yours. And I said, I got turned on to Tapatio out here in California, and I would love to see Tapatio in our stores. Well, guess what? We got Tapatio now.
What the fuck? Are we speaking to the reason there's Tapatio in where are you at?
I think so. They said, we're going to work on that. We're going to make sure you guys get some hot sauce. I said,
Where do you live? Where do you live? Where are you the start of Tapatio?
I live in southeastern Indiana.
In Indiana, everybody, Tapatio exists in Guinness World of Records in our show. You got the Guinness World Book of Records, Deborah.
I swear to God, I think I was the cause of it. Because I wound up leaving there with 6 huge bottles of this freaking hot sauce. Awesome. And they gave me 2 boxes of Intimates candy. They go, we got some gifts for you. They gave me a tour around there of freaking the place, and told me about how they do this and that, and all this. You wouldn't believe the amount of peppers that come in that place every day. It's crazy. But they were the nicest guys. And they were just jumping up for joy when they saw me pulling in there in that truck.
Really?
That dock door opened up, and here them 2 old dudes walked out, and here their sons came. They both had 2 of their sons there, their grown sons, and they were both running the tow motor, unloading that salt. They were like, we were completely out.
Hey, did you have the thought or not? I'm gonna fuck one of these Tapatio brothers.
No, not at all. I was just grateful to get to meet the guys. I was like, wow, I can't. These are like celebrities to me because I love that freaking hot sauce.
That's what it sounds like.
But they were just regular guys though, and they were so humbled, and I was humbled too by the way they treated me with so much respect. It was just awesome. It really was. You
heard the best commercial for Tapatio that I've ever fucking seen right now. I literally am thinking I better have some Tapatio in that fucking coverage because the next thing I'm having some Tapatio. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's meet Thomas. Thomas, where are you calling in from?
Calling in from the mountains of Missouri.
Mountains of Missouri. How are things over there, bro?
It rained like hell today.
Really?
Yeah. We've been flooding a lot.
Man, so what's life like for you? Tell us about you. What's happening?
It's just living that American dream.
Were you born there?
In America?
No, in America. Were you born wherever you're at? Missouri. Were you born in Missouri?
No. I was born in Iowa.
Iowa. Which place do you like better, or what's the differences? And
don't like either one of them, really.
Really? Where do you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the Jamaican Islands or something.
Really?
Yeah, I just kind of kick it like Gilligan's Island did.
What's the vision? If you had your perfect vision, what would life be? Give me 24 hours. You start off what time? Where do you go? How do you end?
All right. Well, what I do in the morning.
What time would you wake up? If you could wake up any time, what time would you wake up?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Good pick. Then what happens?
Then I'd probably twist one up and kind of relax till about 6:30.
Where would you be? Would you be at a pool? Would you be at the ocean, or where would you be?
Probably be on the beach working out before I start doing my martial arts.
So you walk out of your house and you're on the beach like that?
Yeah, I mean, my house is on the beach.
Yeah, just open the back door and fucking walk out. Right.
That's right.
And then you just chill at the beach for a little bit? Is that the morning process? What do you do after that?
Well, then I would probably do a hike for a while, trying to get my exercise in. Then I would probably just chill out and do my artwork until I passed out.
Wow. How far are you from that vision if you really went for it? I'm curious.
Oh, I'm not too far away.
It doesn't sound like it.
I take care of my elderly aunt. So I'm just kind of waiting for her to pass. I hate to say that, but if I go first, well, that's even better. But once that happens, then I have several lowriders and show cars and bikes and all kinds of stuff. I'll sell it all off and I'll go buy my 4.5 acres one tract of land and build me a bushcraft cabin underground somewhere. Just kind of kick it.
Wow. Are you the word is a survivalist, but I don't like the word, but are you able to survive by yourself in the jungle like that?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you do?
It's what I can do.
Okay.
It's what I was trained to do 30 years ago.
I see. What were you trained in?
Being a sniper.
Nice.
Wow. For the U.S. military?
Yeah, kind of. I was going to go to prison for 30 years, but instead they gave me that option where you could go into a military. So I took the Marine Corps.
Wow.
My daughter wants to be a Marine.
Say that again?
My daughter wants to be a Marine.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't enjoy getting hit in the face with shrapnel when I was there, but hey, to each their own.
Were you on? Were you on when I had a guy come on whose face was hit with shrapnel? That's you.
That's me. That's me.
Hey, what's happening? I didn't recognize you. Oh,
I know. On you.
I didn't recognize you. I was going to talk about you to you.
and I probably would have known everything.
Wow.
I just.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know you were saying.
What happened? Like, what, I'm just curious. What happened with his face?
In Saudi Arabia, when the airport got hit, when we were taking the embassy people out.
Yeah.
The ceiling that we were standing on, which was a airport hangar, the floor got knocked out from below us, and we went down 3 stories into the concrete.
Oh my God.
And I got stuck through the mouth through my tongue down into my throat with a piece of rebar.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for your service.
It hurt for a long time until I found my morphine pumps, and it was just a blast after that. Everything was just like a big mural blending together with a big rainbow.
Oh. Bless your heart.
It took 6 months for him to pull the metal out of my face.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Okay, let's take a moment. Thomas, let's take a moment, everybody. We're going to meet the new person that came on. John Monk, what's happening? John Monk, what's happening? John?
Yes, his mic is muted.
Your mic is muted, John. I'm not good with this stuff, so I don't know what to tell you. Besides, someone says your mic is muted. Oh, he's gone. Okay. All right. So there we are. Who's left here? Peter, I haven't heard from you. Update us. What's happening? Where are you at? Peter lives with his girlfriend or wife. I don't know, with his partner, whoever he is. They live inside a car. Isn't that fascinating?
Oh.
But, yeah.
I'm a bit shy.
I'm sorry right now. You're a bit shy?
I don't know what to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't want you not to talk if you want to talk. That's why I did that. Okay. All right. Back to us. So look.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So does a man have to have multiple girlfriends, multiple wives? Do we have to have multiple women, or can we just have one?
Of course, we have a choice.
Yeah,
you have a choice. I have a choice.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess where we are right now is based on the choices we've made in the past. So our deeds in the past brought us to where we are right now, and that's it.
I think that's what makes it powerful, is that we have a choice. And then if you get 2 people, to me, a relationship is between 2 people only. And so if these 2 people agree with each other and they're happy with each other, everybody should leave them alone if they're not hurting anybody. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Like, absolutely nothing to do with anybody else, right? I keep everybody outside my relationships. If I get a relationship, and I have relationships, right now I have 7 girlfriends, then it's like their mothers can't, no one, not my mom, not your mom, not your dad, not my dad, not my friend, not your friend, not anyone. It's me and you. This is what starts it. This is what ends it. Nobody else jumps into this picture. And you got to guard it, because a lot of times people live with a lot of opinions in the world, asking their friends and stuff like that. Your friends don't know me. They're going to try to judge me based on some other guy you met, and it's not going to work. You're going to make a mistake doing that. So we're going to work shit out between you and I, and everybody's got to stay the fuck out of our way. And I had to learn that shit. You know what I mean? Through all this.
Yeah. That's why it's not good if girlfriends have a lot of friends. I guess that's on the download. No friends.
It's hard to hear you because of the wind. What did you say?
So your girlfriends, they have no friends, because that will cause.
No, they have friends. No, they have friends. No, they're normally the best looking girls in the crew, so they have a lot of friends. Actually, they have a lot of friends, but their friends have no advice about our relationship. They have nothing to say about our relationship. Our relationship, and they're her friend. Like, she doesn't seek the advice of her friends in our relationship, and I don't seek the advice of my friends. It's you and I. Any conflict everywhere. Don't bring anybody into it in your world. I won't bring nobody into it. If you want to go read a fucking book, then bring a book into it, because I bring a bunch of books into it. You know what I mean? But people are gonna put their own shit.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's why I like reading out loud with my wife.
Yeah, relationships are nice. I'm a voucher for relationships. I'm not into, you don't need anybody. Everybody's okay to be by themselves. I don't understand that. I think it's not true. I think that it's a lie. I think it's a bunch of failing people trying to give advice to a bunch of people who are failing, probably, right? I know that my life would not be fulfilled without relationships. I seek great relationships everywhere I go. This is the type of relationship that I'm developing with TikTok. This is how I want to be with you guys. Here I am. There you are. Let's chat it up. Let's see what's happening, right? And so, we're in a world now where nobody has to be alone, right? Every time I come on, a girlfriend has flaked on me, right? So my girlfriend's sick. She's supposed to be here tonight. She's sick. She's very sick. So I go live on TikTok, right? And everything to me is about a relationship. How you relate to other people is a big testament of your character. And in the end, if you ever own a business, right, you always want to hire people for their attitude and then train them on the job versus train them because they have a skill with a bad attitude. With a bad attitude, you're hiring a bad attitude. But with a good attitude, anybody can learn anything. We're all two arms, 2 legs, and a brain. You know what I mean? Like, what else is going on here? What do I got that you don't got? What do you got that I don't got? Like, give me a break. It's a skill. We can all learn it. Maybe you're faster. Maybe I'm slower. But I'm a human. You're a human. We got the same genetics. They're so close to each other. How can we not even think we're brothers if we're so close to each other? It doesn't make sense, right? And the separation that we feel, right? I believe that's the pain that we feel in our hearts, because when you don't feel separated, you feel whole. That's the opposite of that word. And then when we're together, we've been fed so much bullshit about relationships are no good and this and that. And then once people get in it, they don't get in a relationship. What they do is they get into a situation. They get into a situation with the person who they're having sex with. That's not a relationship. Okay? A relationship is ready? I want to walk in your skin. Okay? That's it. As close as I can get to that, because from there, you make sense to me when you speak and make decisions. I know what's happening, right? Now, in order for it to work properly, I have to make it where you want to walk in my skin. But if I'm negative, if I'm losing, if I have any kind of a quality that makes you kind of repulsed, not attracted, then you're not going to want to understand me, because you're going to resist me the things you haven't put down yourself, maybe. I don't know what it is, right? But the point is, as I evolve as a person, I'm a great communicator. That's my skill. I'm a communicator. So I can see my communication improve on the daily as I look into my relationships. I have 7 girlfriends that are very close to me. They're not like light relationships. They're all 100% like you could just marry one of them and that would be a whole lifetime by itself, okay? And so I happen to have 7 people I relate to every day, every single day, outside of other people that I know. But what it does is, if I choose, which I do choose, if I choose to see them as mirrors of my communication, not necessarily my character yet, my communication. Because I've seen as a communicator how many times people are trying to say something, but by the time it comes out and it reaches the receiver got a completely wrong idea of them. So many arguments happen like that, right? So I understand that first I have to check to see if I'm actually communicating who I am, or am I miscommunicating who I am? You know what I mean? Like, if you got all these tattoos and you look aggressive and the way I do, blah, 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 am I really an aggressive, out of control criminal, which is probably what a lot of people would think if they just looked at me, right? The answer is no, I'm not at all that, okay? So great, now that's interesting. That would make me interested in me if I was not me. I would go, so why do you look like that? Oh, exactly. Wait till you hear the stories, okay? Wait till you see how much time I've done inside You know, wait to see how many times I've been in the segregated housing unit by myself, away from everybody, had to work on myself. Like, I've done so much time, I look like a criminal. And I realized that the reason I did time is because every time I violated another person in any way, shape, or form, for any reason, even if my reason was justified. Every time I violated another person in communication, when I went back afterwards, I was never as capable of communicating as then, because I put together a new rule, a new boundary. From now on, if someone says that to me, from now on, if someone looks at me for 3 seconds too long, I'm gonna say, what the fuck are you looking at? I'm tired of getting picked on. I remember making that rule for myself in high school because I was picked on so much. And then I learned how to fight. And then I was like, that's it. If anyone looks more than 3 seconds, I'm going to say something to them. And I remember practicing it. I was like nervous. I was worried. I didn't want to get my ass kicked either. But I forced myself to teach eye contact to myself, to look at people. In the future, that was 14-year-old self, now 48-year-old self. In the future, that guy evolves. He gets to a point where his gaze makes everyone's gaze drop or divert, or he matches alpha gaze. But as he does this further and further and further, where originally he would try to hold it 3 seconds and say what's going on, now if they hold it for 3 seconds or longer, he says, hey, what's going on? And this is very different. He gets a completely different reaction from the world when he says, hey, what's going on? Right? What are you looking at? This time when he says, hey, what's going on? What are you looking at? I look funny to you, huh? I know. You have to see what I look like to myself when I look in the fucking mirror. Right? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. I know how to communicate, bro. I'm civilized. I'm looking for fans. I'm intelligent. I'm here to show you that outside the shell, we're all really close. Now, the thing in you that can understand me must be on the same frequency or harmonic or energy wave as who is speaking. Because otherwise, mathematically, it wouldn't work. If I hit this tuning fork inside me, which I have, bam, and now the information goes out. If in you, the same tuning fork is humming while all you're doing is listening, then that means this frequency, this note is already in you. So I use this idea to further my own evolution. If I see something that I admire in another person, I'm inspired by listening or looking or whatever, anything that works is fine with me. Someone could fart and I get inspired, no big deal. As long as it's inspiration, okay? When I'm inspired by something, I realize that thing, that's the reason why it's inspiring, is inside of me, the exact same thing. Hold on, TikTok is giving me some little puzzle I have to solve. It said I failed. Let me try again. It wants to know if I'm AI, because I'm speaking so fucking well. There we go. Okay. Whatever is inside of me.
HD.
Whatever's inside of me, and finish, is resonating on the outside of me. And then suddenly, if anybody's ever studied any sort of esoteric knowledge, you would be hearing in your head things like, as above, so below, as within, so without. All of life is frequency, energies, and vibrations, that the life swings between two opposites of left and right. The master keeps a pendulum to the center, that everything is a rhythm, and if you got the rhythm, you got it. And finally, that everything is male, female, everything is gender related. So you got two opposite poles that create electricity. Holy shit! That's great words on a book, but when those words are written in my soul so they can come out like that, then guess what? Those words are coming from the fucking heart. I'm here on TikTok to show the world something very, very simple. First, I want to introduce IMC Nation. It's a movement that's made of men just like me. Another one is down there. It says AZD IMC down there, right? His name is Yogi Chris. There's a lot of us, okay? And we were people that started working ourselves a long time ago. But during COVID, we all came together and we found each other online. This is who we are, okay? And all we did is we got together and we kept doing philosophy by philosophy, and then we challenged each other in physical reality with push-ups and pull-ups and going out and being social, and anything that a man measures success by, we were around each other in COVID, and then we would go and have these adventures every fucking day and night to try to see if we leveled up as people. Try to do that for 4 years and entertain yourself. The kingdom of heaven, the child opens up inside. So we became very close friends, and now we all moved to Vegas, and we're having the time of our life as a bunch of boys in the neighborhood who got some Jedi powers, okay? We really do. So I want to end it off with that. All right. I'm going to pass everybody the mic real quick before I go. So I'm going to start from Thomas and all the way down. Just give a little statement if you want to say anything, guys. I don't want to cut everybody off. Okay. So Thomas, you got the mic.
I just want to say I really resonate with you guys today.
What's that?
Because I was bullied. I wanted to say that I really resonate with you because I was bullied in school as well. And my dad got me in karate when I was a little kid. And I was like the only, like wild kind of, and everyone was Australian in the school and I used to get picked on. And then my dad was like, I told my dad, these kids are picking on me. And he says, just smash them in the face. And so next time I did it, then I punched him in the face. And ever since then, I started fighting everyone in school. So I just wanted to say that because I just resonated with what you said about how you did the fighting in school too.
Yeah, I had to defend myself. I hated it. Okay, all right. So that's it, Peter. Thank you. Thomas, you got the mic. Any final words? It's called the final word section.
Just want to say God bless you all. I hope everybody stays safe because the world's changing quickly. Be prepared when it does.
Thank you. Okay, Nurse Valentine, final words.
You actually are very interesting to me because I'm a corrections nurse, and I think you and I would I just have like a lot. I think we'd understand each other. I'd have a lot of questions for you because I've worked like in corrections the last 10 years, and best job of my life. I love it. But I just think people need to be more kind and respectful, no matter what side of the aisle that you believe or you're on, whether it's political or religious, I think there just needs to be more understanding and patience, and listening to the other. You may not agree with that person, but give the other person respect and their right, believe in their right to say what they want to say rather than, just discard someone's opinion and stuff. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Peter, final words?
Oh, I love you, man. You're the best.
Okay, thank you. Deborah, final words?
Appreciate you.
I just want to say that I'm pretty much in agreement with the young lady up there. We all need to love each other more, I feel like, and show respect. And it's because it's nice to receive it, You don't always receive it, but to give it, it's free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice to put. Yogi Chris, final message, and then we're done, everyone.
Yeah, I really appreciate the stream and, demonstrating everything we talk about in meetings and just the ability to listen and questions. And it's just really amazing what everybody has within them to share, and with the right environment and the right ear to listen and the right questions asked. And it unpacks the human experience is so just densely packed in each of us and in such a unique flavor and variety. And I appreciate you facilitating that on these streams. So that's my final word.
Thank you. And then here is mine. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen, an anime. I was watching with my girlfriend Sin earlier, right? And it was episode 16. And I was gripped. Like, I want to watch it with a class tomorrow, I was gripped because what was happening was, as I was watching this cartoon, as it was going, it was really pacing my life on such a real images of my own martial arts life and friends and teachers. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is happening here, right? And I'm gripped. I don't want to miss one word of the dialogue. The dialogues are dialogues that I know, like in my soul. It was like so cool. But at some point, her and I were talking, and I said to her, man, it's just such a beautiful story, And so I was telling her what was happening with me, what my imagination was feeding me as I was watching it. And she was like, that's really cool. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful story or something like that. And I said, yeah. I said, my life's a beautiful story. And then she said, yeah, like an adoration. And then I said to her, and that's what I wanted to end it with. That's what I want to tell you. I said, every single person has a really beautiful story. They just don't know how to tell their story yet. And I somehow have been given the language, and this is the man who opened up the gates to it. His name is Manu Tupo. He passed away a long time ago, and he passed me the torch, and he said, be the best and fuck the rest. AZD Spotter, IMC Nation. See you next time.
Thank you.